A literature review is an account of what has been published on a topic by accredited scholars and researchers. It should place past studies in context, state what they contributed, and critique those contributions. Ideally, your lit review might even resolve conflicts between previous theories by providing new insight, information, or interpretations. A lit review should have an overview of the subject and the objectives of the lit review. What are you hoping to demonstrate? To help you remember this, imagine that you walk into a dinner party, you're late, you don't know anyone, and the other guests are all engaged in a heated debate. Writing a literature review is like telling a friend about that dinner party. Let them know who was there, who said what, and which of those people agreed. If your lit review is part of the introduction to a research paper, you'll also want to say what insights you had that differed from the others. This type of lit review should compare and contrast previous studies and show categories of themes or theory, and you should come to a conclusion about which studies are most convincing and most helpful to your research. When you write your research paper, your thesis statement is like your contribution to the conversation, so it should address an issue that has been neglected or counter a point that you disagree with. Doing a lit review will help you identify those areas, and it will help both you and your reader understand the subject. If the lit review is an assignment all on its own, then your role is to put a topic into context. When did people first begin studying this topic? Who was influential in its development, and how did we get to where we are now? Give your reader a mini history lesson to bring them up to speed on research on this subject. If you don't know where to begin, ask your instructors and colleagues to recommend articles or authors that you should consider. Most databases show which articles have been cited the most and are therefore most influential in that field. You can also contact the UVic graduate librarian, Scott Johnston, or ask one of the reference librarians at the Research Help Desk in the McPherson Library. You can assess each resource by provenance. What are the author's credentials? Are the arguments supported by evidence? Objectivity. Is the perspective pretty well balanced, or does it have bias? Does it address opposing views? Persuasiveness. Which of the author's arguments are the most or least convincing, and why? Value. Are any of the arguments convincing? Does it actually contribute to the understanding of the subject? Organize your sources into sections that present themes or trends, and evaluate the leading researchers and concepts related to your specific thesis or question. Ask yourself, what is the specific thesis, problem, or research question that my literature review helps to define? What type of lit review am I conducting? Have I critically analyzed the literature I use? Do I assess the strengths and weaknesses of each source? Have I cited and discussed studies contrary to my perspective? For more help, see the description below this video for links to sites we recommend, and watch our videos on search tips and subject guides. Good luck!